Howdy everybody, welcome back again. Today we'll be going over magic teachers, spell teachers. So let's start this off by going into your RPG kit. There are a couple elements to this. One is going to be the magic system right here, which is going to hold all of your spell info. We'll go into how to add specific items and stuff in another one, but here's a crash course. So in spell info, you've got all these variables. One's going to be gravity scale. This is how well it arches, how well it travels, the speed at which it travels, the price, potency, mana cost, spell image, which is the image for your spell, spell type, spell name, and spell class. Right now there is ranged and buff. There's probably going to be more added in a later update. And we have 3 spells to start with, 2 combat spells and 1 heal, and this is definitely going to be updated. 1 heal, shock, and fireball. And just the same as the item info, over in the spell info data table, it's the same thing. Say we've got a fireball, the name is fireball, the item class is the blueprint of the fireball. The spell image is right here. The mana cost, the potency, which is how hard it hits, the price from the magic teacher, the speed at which it travels, and the gravity scale. Next up, let's pull a magic teacher out there so I can show you guys how to go into blueprints, spells, magic teacher, and the same as everything else, hold down left click and drag her onto your level. We do not want to destroy when we interact with her, so be sure to click off that bool. And to add spells, it's the same thing under spells expected. We have fireball, we have shock, and we have heal. Save all, and now when we play, we can run right over to her and learn our spells. The right thumb page down opens your spell book, and the right thumb page down closes your spell book. Your right thumb page up casts a spell. And that easy. Now you've got spells in your game. What else? The widgets. Oh, we have to go over her first. Alrighty, so let's start with Event Interact. It's checking to see if the shop window is open when you interact. If it's not open, on the faults, it is getting the spells that she's expected to sell and going through a for loop and showing the shop. It's getting a copy of everything, adding the spell info from the spell inventory and setting the shop window open. is it calling show shop? I forget where it's calling show shop, but on the event interact, if the shop window is open, then it's the same as on component end overlap. It's removing the spell widget from the parent. It's making sure that the shop window bool is closed, hiding your mouse cursor through your player controller, and setting input mode to game only right here. This is probably being called in the button. I forgot. It's been a long journey. So, on Show Shop, the custom event, it's casting to your player. It's grabbing a Magic Shop reference and setting the widget, as well as the teacher, and it's adding to the viewport. It's showing the mouse cursor and setting input mode to game and UI. Where is that being called? That should be Magic Teacher. So if you go over into your Blueprints folder, Spells Widgets, we have the Magic Shop. This is the Sales panel, Spell Grid, and on the graph, it's clearing out all the children and getting the spell inventory from the teacher, so spells expected, doing a for loop, getting a copy, and adding the icon widget, the sales icon widget, to a uniform grid. It's setting the spell teacher's spell info, incrementing if the length is longer than 5, then it's going to start another column. I bet that is being called in the player. The Magic Shop icon functions a lot like item data. It is getting spell info and setting the image right here, on pressed, on hovered, same image. This right here is the highlighted color for a highlighted spell. It's breaking the spell info again, and it's setting the spell name, and it's setting the price. So it shows you everything on the widget. You can find those variables right here. And when it's clicked, it is adding the spell info to the player's variable, spells known. It is adding, it's checking to see if it's the same as something that the character already knows, the player already knows, and if it's false, then it's adding it. It's checking to make sure the player has enough gold, and if it does, then it's removing the player's gold and adding the spell to the player's inventory. Last one is the spell icon. The spell icon is This is the selected spell. No, it's not. It's showing the spell image right here, and it's setting the spell name right here. And that's all done through slate brushes and colors and spell info. On clicked, it's casting to the player, and it's setting the spell collected. The spell selected on the player variable. So let's go to the player BP and see if I can remember. Content. See if I can remember where the spell info is stored. I know that's bad. Using tools. Oh, this is where it's calling the spellbook widget. Spellbook open, spellbook closed, and any variables that you might need to adjust are right here under spells. Spells known, spells selected, spellbook reference, and where is cast? I know it's a little guy, and it's a thumb click. Crafting tables. Oh. We're not doing that right now. Stay focused. Cast spell, right here. It's grabbing the spell selected, and if you have enough mana, then first, if it's a valid class, which it is going to be most of the time, then it's going to see if you have enough mana, equal or greater, and if it is, then it's going to cast once. I don't know if you guys can hear that wind outside or not, but it's not happy. It's going to cast your spell selected, set casting, and can attack, because you can't cast while you attack, and it's going to spawn the spell right here. This is handling where it's coming from and where it's headed. It's taking your mana cost and removing mana right here, even though it says restore mana. It's delaying, setting your casting back to false so you can attack, and a small delay one more time, and doing your spell reset. So, that is a more in-depth tutorial on the spell system, and I think that just leaves the save system to be halfway done with the documentation. And So, I hope you guys come up with some really cool stuff. If this project takes off, I'll be happy to add more spells and stuff and do a more thorough video on how to cast to the character and play with the variables a little bit and attach it to the character, or whatever you guys decide to do. And, oh, to change how the spell looks, go to Content, RPG Kit, Blueprints, and Spells. Then you can open up, say, Shock for instance, open the full blueprint in the editor, go to the viewport, highlight the spell, and change out the VFX right here. And all the spells are the same. They are all children of the base spell, which holds all the code and destroys the actor and all that fun stuff. It has all the spell info and the player reference. The heal is the only one that really adds on to it, because it attaches it to the mesh, your player mesh, and then it heals instead of causes damage, and there is a slight delay before it destroys the actor, so it can, so you get a little sparkle, something cool to look at. And the restore health function, we will not be going into regeneration in this tutorial, because we are at 17 minutes, and that's the end of this one. So I'll see you next in the save system. I hope y'all are having fun. Bye.